welcome back to the channel, and thank you for watching. So guys, today we got something brand new. I've never even heard of it, coming all the way from Wyoming. Again guys, you can already guess who bought it. Okay, you already know. Okay, it was Cody. Cody bought it. It's something he has seen advertised while he's out on the road. He's a truck driver, so he sees it all the time. And so happened that a local ABC store got a batch in. This is a pretty cool little bottle from what he was explaining it to me. There's a good bit on the back that we can talk about and go over. So off the bat though, it's kind of different. It's 44% alcohol, which makes it 88 proof. It's a little bit different than what we have in. It's about 8.8% difference from what we're usually used to, what we've been drinking. It is a small batch bourbon whiskey. It's called Wyoming Whiskey. Distilled, barreled, and bottled in Kirby, Wyoming. Okay, the bottle itself is very weird and unique. At the bottom of it's engraved, it says Wyoming. It's got a cool little gooseneck at the top, and it is corked. So usually your corked bourbons, in my previous experiences, most of your corked bourbons, your corked whiskeys and stuff like that have had a lot better taste to them. What I found out that was very cool on the back of the bottle here is, before I read the whole slogan up here, it's got the date that the bottle was actually bottled. So on this one, it was bottled 3/21/2019, and it was batch number 57, which I thought was very, very cool for them to implement something like that into their bottles, which would create that sense of you have that only bottle from that day, or the only batch from that day, and you have it, which is pretty cool. On the back it says, the bourbon frontier was moved west in the Rocky Mountains of Wyoming, where high country winds flow through the fields of wheat, corn, and barley, where water from glaciers waits in deep limestone aquifers, and where the whiskey is made by hand without shortcuts or compromise, to create a small batch bourbon with the right to be called Wyoming's whiskey, which is pretty cool. I like it. It's got a lot of behind it, and it's very cool that it come from somewhere completely different than what I'm used to in the area. But again, we're trying to figure out how to implement like traveling and stuff like that into learning the other whiskeys and stuff. So as we are able to move around, get stuff, and learn things, you'll see more different types of whiskeys from different states and different areas that I'm able to travel to, see, or friends go and they see it and they bring it back and they're like, hey, you gotta try this, you gotta do videos on it, because that happens out a lot too. So without further ado, we took the plastic off, and then it's got a secondary film on it here. We're just gonna kind of cut through that there and there. Okay. Oh, it's so sweet. Got a very, very sweet smell to it. You can definitely smell the corn. Then again, my nose is still kind of messed up right now, guys, but cork smells phenomenal. This is distilled and bottled by Wyoming Whiskey Incorporated, matured in charred white oak barrels. So it's going to be a lot lighter than these heavier Kentucky bourbons and the Tennessee bourbons, because those are very in dark oak, so that gives you that very full flavor. So this, I feel like, is going to have a lighter taste. It smells very good. So cheers. You already know, guys, make it bubble when you hit it, okay? Because this ain't wine, we don't sip it. The color is crazy. Look at that. I know you guys can't, it's really hard for you guys to see the color on camera, but if you could see it here, it like magnifies off my table, and it's such a coppery color, golden copper color. That smells so good. I'm trying to figure out what kind of smell I'm getting from it. Can definitely say that nothing that we have tried on this entire shelf smells like what this smells like. This has a very soothing smell, very sweet smell, almost like a sweet corn smell. Okay, let's try her out and see how it tastes. That is very good. So, if you've had several different types of whiskeys, you know the difference between a very hard whiskey that gives a very strong bite. Not the burn. I'm not talking about burn here. I'm talking about a bite. So, when I say this is soft and smooth, it flows. It just goes down real quick. Has a little bit of a burn there, but it doesn't have that strong, earthy bourbon bite to it, which is very great. And it has that very subtle, smooth taste. It just goes down so nice. And you can't even tell, there's not really much of an aftertaste there either to get more of the flavor from. So it's going to be something that's very good to sip on. You're not going to need to add any water to it or add any ice to it because it's already so well rounded as a drink and such of a high presence of the alcohol with the curvature at the end that makes it that soft drink that you want to sit there and sip on day in and day out if you want to. But just as a regular sit around and sip, it's so smooth and great. I ain't got no other words for it. I'm trying to get a flavor for it to put you guys into a perspective of what I'm tasting. But for some reason, I'm only getting that hefty corn for some reason. I know it says it's charred in white oak barrels. That might be why it's so different for me from what I'm tasting. I'm looking on the bottle to see if it gives me any types of hints or anything, but it doesn't. Wheat, corn, and barley. Maybe it's the barley that I'm getting instead of the corn. Something in there has definitely got that very sweetness to it that makes it soft and smooth as a drink. But I can't figure out what it is. But I can't even begin to tell you where to even get this other than Wyoming, because it just so happened that a local ABC store bought it as a few cases because her husband is a truck driver as well and drove through and tried it and loved it. So they bought a box or bought several cases of it for it to come in. So it got brought in on a wild goose chase to see if anybody else liked it. Well, they found somebody. I mean, I love it. It tastes great. Cody's going to be trying it after me. He waited. He hasn't got to try it yet. He wanted me to make a video on it. That way I got to do a video and everything. So after I finish this video, he's going to be trying it as well. And then we'll get a second opinion. But it is so good. Well, guys, remember. We're coming to the end of me waiting, okay? I'm waiting on you guys to publicize your subscriptions. Go on your thing and make sure it's not private. You may have to do it from a computer. I'm not sure if you can do it from your phone. But make sure your subscriptions are not private. You got to make sure they're open so I can see you're there. If I can't see you're there, I cannot enter your name into the drawing. I do apologize for that. But we are still going to be doing the giveaway probably sometime this weekend. And I'll be getting the bottle or something probably soon after that. And we'll be meeting up and giving it out. Guys, hit that like button. Smash that subscription button. We're at 55 still. We got to keep going up. We got to hit that 100. 100 is the next goal. We got to get there. Got to keep moving forward. Got to keep growing. Just because we hit 50, can't stop there. Love you guys. Hey, hit that notification bell. You can see my beautiful, sexy face every single day that I go live, because who else wouldn't want to see me every day? Y'all have a wonderful Valentine's Day and go spend time with your loved ones. Don't get crazy. Don't drink and drive. And have a wonderful night. And I will see you people tomorrow.